SIL wanted to fulfill this request from people living around the tributaries of the Papua River in Western Province. However, with hundreds of languages in Papua New Guinea still needing a translation, and not many new translation teams coming to the country each year, this request has been unmet for almost 2 decades. More than 170 expatriate and Papua New Guinean staff gathered to hear reports of language needs in various parts of the country, brainstorm strategies, and seek God's direction.
The reason that we are here is because there are at least 280 languages in this country that still do not have God's Word.
In order to explore different ways of fulfilling such requests, SIL Director Paul Minter encouraged SIL personnel in PNG to consider a multi-language initiative.
You and I are gathered here this morning to begin the process of figuring out how do we as a branch, as a group, design, implement, and resource clustered language projects. We are building relationships, building vision, and building capacity in the villages, in the communities where we want to work. Watching the conversation going on around these tables, Papua New Guineans and expats support and language, anybody and everybody with things to share and to contribute, booming thinking, and working together, be in a group, be in the branch.
The result was a unified decision to focus their next emphasis on the people groups living around the Papua River. This proposed cluster of languages will include 5 different groups. The language communities are so small they might well have been overlooked when it comes to starting new translation programs. But because they will be included in this cluster, they too will have the opportunity to receive God's Word in their language. Although SIL will make it a priority to focus people and other resources on this cluster of languages, they have not forgotten the other areas of the country still waiting for God's Word. The Markham Valley was identified as a second cluster project, and others will be considered later.
Yeah, from the map, in this area, it covers 14 languages.
This is where the hard part comes. It's going to be hard because I'm going to ask you to be concrete in what you talk about. We won't have that certainty. Instead, we're going to have to take risks. And we're going to have to say, let's try that and see how we go.
So this is the time we're going to hear from tables. We're going to go around and hear from everybody if you all have something to say. We're going to go through and do Bamu first, and then go through and do Markham. Now remember, these are first initial ideas, first steps of going in.
What will the model be? Typically when you go into an area, you build a house or you build a center or something like that. Not sure if that's what's going to work here.
Yeah, we've come up with 3 steps.
Talking to church leaders, talking to local people, but then once they communicate and we can assess the needs that they have, asking them what are you prepared to do to contribute towards meeting those needs.
I was really trying to engage the local churches.
Thank you. Thank you for spending this time with us. The fact that we spent time together thinking about it and talking about it is an outcome that makes it worthwhile. But we need to do stuff. There's a lot of languages that need God's Word, and everything else gets subordinated to that reality. That people need God's Word in their language.